And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races here at historic Pimlico, home of Preakness 145. I'm Stanton Salter. There's Keith Fustel. Let's recap Friday. We had some big races here yesterday, Keith, and we have a nice card today. Carry over into Pick 6 today. We have some Preakness news to get to. Let's see, Jackson Traveler was a big, impressive debut winner for West Point Thoroughbreds and Steve Asmussen. But hold on, before we get there, we got to start race 10. You gave out the stat for Anthony Ferrier, Patriotic Punch. Yeah. I made that filly my best bet of the day. I gave out the Colt Super in the last race. Patriotic Punch pays $7. I love those $7 best bet winners. The 3 positive fours was the favorite. So nice stat by you for Ferrier. Patriotic Punch now 2 for 2. Since the claim for trainer Anthony Ferrier.
Yeah, that was a situation where a good ride by Davis. Yeah. Katie saved ground. You wanted to be inside yesterday on the main track. Now today we're going to be dealing with an off track. But mark that down for future reference. That inside was good. She shifted out, closed up between horses. What a finish that was, right? Heads and noses apart with about 5 of them. But good ride. Found room late to get up. Yeah, the stat worked for us that day. Good job on the superfecta.
All right, so Katie Davis, she had a 2-win day yesterday. Let's talk about the big maiden special weight yesterday. Race 8 to kick off the Stronach 5. Jackson Traveler had no problem shipping down from New York for his debut assignment. That's a nice 2-year-old Munnings colt for West Point Thoroughbreds and the Hall of Famer Steve Asmussen. Nice ride, Joan Vazano. Jackson Traveler, as far as the colt, won by $420, a pretty good price on him, right?
Yeah, he was ready to roll. Lenny Pinot, we've seen him owning some horses with Mary Epler and Trombetta and stuff, but a great job. Really reaped the rewards right there. That horse was ready to roll. Man, oh man, broke like a shot stand. Just dictated around the turn and just drew off under a steady hand ride. Impressive debut for Jackson Traveler.
And they bet over $155,000 in the Stronach 5. We'll get to that in a second. We also had a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds on the turf yesterday. San Antone, a real big win for trainer Cal Lynch. That 2-year-old gelding by Bourbon Courage, that was a turf debut. He was a first-time gelding. Yeah. He won going away as the heavy favorite, and that gave jockey Trevor McCarthy his 3rd win of the afternoon yesterday.
Yeah, Trevor on fire yesterday. He just rattles them off. It's amazing. But yeah, that horse. Looking at the breeding, I didn't see a whole lot of turf experience, and there was I think the second day we might have talked about a little bit for San Antonio. But once again, right into the race early, controlled it, and drew away with something left.
All right, so that was a big win in race 6 yesterday. How about the Cairo Kid? I was 4 deep in that race on my late pick 5. I thought Karen's Notion could get the better of the Cairo Kid early, but the Cairo Kid and Katie Davis, they were aggressive early. They went right to the front. They ran fast. He won going away, 110-1, a big $16 winner. How about Annette Eubanks? She's having a big year. She owns that horse with her son, Daniel Eubanks.
One of the best ROI trainers around here, year in and year out. Annette Eubanks doesn't run a huge stable, but you always have to pay attention, and you really can get some good rewards at the windows betting her horse. And once again, took initiative, got the rail, secured the rail to Katie Davis with the Cairo Kid. That was the best part of the track yesterday on that main track, and got the job done. I thought Karen's Notion was going to apply more pressure. Just couldn't make a really impact around the turn. It was over, top of the stretch.
Yep. And one more big 2-year-old effort yesterday, the allowance race for 2-year-old filly. Sky Proposal is a real nice 2-year-old filly by Liam's Map for Kelly Breen. That gave Trevor McCarthy, I believe, his first win of the day. That was an $8 winner, and that nice allowance race we had for 2-year-old fillies yesterday.
That one surprised me a little bit. I didn't think she'd bring that kind of finish. She was almost last, turning for home. But where was she? On the rail. Worked her way out the last 1/8 of a mile to get up. Very good ride by Trevor McCarthy. So, yeah, we had that little bias yesterday on the main track. I don't know if it's going to hold form today with off track behind me, but we shall see. Once again, though, you got to take note of that because we don't get too many biased racetracks in Maryland throughout the year. No.
Okay, all right, so we are off the turf today, sloppy main track. We'll get to all that. Some big Preakness news this morning. Marty McGee putting out on Twitter, Kenny McPeak following a big work by Swiss Skydiver this morning. Sounds like Kenny McPeak is leaning towards the Preakness with his champion 3-year-old filly Swiss Skydiver, already a multiple Grade 1 winner. And she had a big work down in Kentucky this morning. And let's see, Marty McGee saying that Kenny McPeak will have a firm decision in a day or two. So nothing official yet, just going by the Marty McGee tweet. I talked to him on the phone real quick as well. He said Art Collector doing well down there. But so Swiss Skydiver, how about that? That's
Yeah.
for Kenny McPeak. He's shown up in these big races. He might bring his champion filly to the Preakness this year.
She's tried the boys before. She didn't disgrace herself at all, right? Behind Art Collector.
That's right in the bluegrass.
Yes, a good effort. Another good effort in the Oaks. But, yeah, I mean, her running style looks like it should suit Pimlico and the Preakness Stakes. But, man, we're going to have a big field. Yeah, let's try to get that decision early. Morning line guy, he likes to get this stuff a little sooner, some definite, so we can get that line out a little earlier for the media types.
All right. Well, before we get to the interview on Trevor, we're going to show that again. Trevor's going to be the rider on Live Your Beast Life for Jorge Abreu. What do you think the morning line right now is going to be on the favorite? I'm assuming Authentic is going to be the morning line favorite. Am I right? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely going to be the favorite. I'm thinking 8-5, 9-5. Now, we've got a field of 12 or 14. I don't think I'll go any higher than 9-5, but you obviously, with the formula we use, the point stand, the more horses you add, you kind of lower things a little bit. So, yeah, I'm thinking 8-5, 9-5 right now.
All right, so stakes coordinator Coley Blind and racing secretary Jillian Tulloch doing a great job filling the Preakness. Looks like it's going to be a big gate for Preakness 145. That's going to be part of 12 stake races next Saturday. That's it. We're a week out. We're in Preakness week already here. It's a week from today, Preakness 145. We're going to have 12 races for you next Saturday, all stake races, including the Black-Eyed Susan. That's a Grade 2. The Grade 3 Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash, a bunch of big races on the turf, the historic Dinner Party Stakes on the turf. So Preakness 145 is here. Next Friday is going to be Pimlico Special and Claiming Crown Preview Day, and we'll have some big races for you next Thursday as well. How about Trevor McCarthy? He had the big 3-win day yesterday. He's going to be the rider, looks like, on Live Your Beast Life, a go-sapper 3-year-old colt for trainer Jorge Abreu. Live Your Beast Life, a big second behind Mystic Guide in the Grade 2. Gem Dandy Naomi Tucker caught up with Trevor McCarthy a couple days ago talking about his hopeful Preakness mount. Here's what McCarthy had to say.
We have some really good horses. There's going to be some fresh horses. My horse being a fresh horse, and Authentic really put up a super race last time, and he really beat a good horse. So he's going to be pretty tough, and I'm just looking forward to getting the opportunity, doing my best, getting the best trip possible. And if my horse shows up, he'll have a good trip, and I'll be happy. I'll be happy with him. I'm pretty sure. He should give me a great effort, and I'm really looking forward to riding him. And like I said, I think that last 8th, that last extra 16th is really going to suit him. So again, I can't wait.
All right, well, there's Trevor. You can't fault the form of Live Your Beast Life since early July this year. That go-sapper 3-year-old colt's run 3 big races and a big second in the Grade 2 Gem Dandy. You heard McCarthy say he'll get a nice trip, and I'm sure McCarthy will give him a nice trip. He's very familiar with this Pimlico Oval. Been one of the leading riders here in Maryland the past 5-6 years.
Yeah, and the connections look like they've kind of worked with this horse to get him to finish his race. His little change in running styles of late, that should suit him. There's going to be plenty of pace, it looks like, if some of these horses that come in. Especially now you add the filly into the mix, right? She's pretty quick, Stan. So, and post position now in a bigger, gaudier field. I don't know if Authentic wants to be pinned right inside with some decent speed types out of him. I mean, he misses a beat at the break. That's going to spell some trouble.
All right, so Preakness 145 is here. Can't wait till the Preakness horses start showing up here at Pimlico, and we get to see them up close in personal training here in the morning. That's going to tell a lot. The first horse to arrive last year was your Preakness 144 winner, War of Will. All right, so that's Trevor. That's all the Preakness news. How about the Stronach 5? It paid big again yesterday. It would have paid $5,200. I had the first leg, the Asmussen horse, and I didn't have the leg B. That horse paid $13 at Gulfstream. Let's see. I had leg C, the 5-1 there. It was a $14 winner. I had leg C at Santa Anita. Didn't have leg D here at Laurel Park. What a thrilling stretch battle that was. Cannon's Roar and Nick Papa Georgia, the 2 Maryland breds duking it out. They dead heated in that second level allowance feature, going 9 furlongs on the turf. So you got 380 and 680 for the dead heat. And then I had the last leg at Golden Gate. That horse paid $780. So another big payout, over $5,200 for that Stronach 5.
Absolutely. But once again, you looked at our just concentrating on our races. Race 8. All right, Asmussen. I guess you had to have, but there were some other horses you couldn't. That was a tough race to single stand. 2-year-old firsters, some well-bred runners, and once again, I thought that allowance race on the turf was wide open. I used a couple of horses in there, and we had a thrilling finish there. I thought Cannon's Roar was going to hold on late, got the drifting a little bit, but Nick Papa Georgia, how game has he been?
Sure,
man.
All right,
Yep.
so that was yesterday. Unfortunately, no turf today, but we have a nice little carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. Let's show you what we have. That's going to start race 5 today on the Big Ten race program. Here's the carryover in the Pick 6, $10 over $2,000. So the Pick 6 starts race 5 today. I have a ticket for both Pick 5s today. I like the Pick 5s. Let's show you the track and weather. We're off the turf. We had a bunch of rain. Man, that track is sloppy. We had a lot of rain overnight and this morning, I guess. Right, Keith?
It woke me up, certainly in the northwest section of town. I'm up in Reisterstown. Absolutely. I could hear it hitting the skylights, no doubt.
That's definitely a sloppy track here. All right, so if it changes throughout the day, we'll keep you updated. So no turf, sloppy main track. Let's show everybody how you can bet and watch all the action here at Pimlico and any racetrack you want. First Bet, your favorite ADW, either First Bet or Express Bet, has that nice promotion for new signups. Use promo code Sport of Kings for new signups. Promo code Sport of Kings. Get that $10 credit and up to a $500 bonus on First Bet. Watch all the action from any of your favorite tracks around the country on First Bet and Express Bet. And Express Bet has a $20,000 Preakness big bet contest going on, so check that out either on Express Bet or First Bet. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 to kick off the popular early pick 5. Mandatory payout on the early pick 5 with that low 12% takeout. Let's check out my ticket. I have a $48 ticket for the early pick 5. I go 2, 3, 5 here in the opener. Then I'm 4 deep in races 2 and 3. Maybe I get a little price in those races. Race 4, I'll use a single. Race 4, we're off the turf. I'll go with the 1 back-to-back for Arnaud Delacour and Daniel Centeno. Back-to-back, a Medaglia d'Oro colt. Broke his maiden on the main track last year down at Tampa in a maiden special weight going long. So that's good enough for me. Strong connection, strong breeding. I'll single there on the 1 back-to-back in race 4 for this early pick 5. Let's take a look here. Race 1, a mile and a 16th on a sloppy track, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 2. Lifetime, I go with the 5 on top here. G-Man for trainer Courtney Young and Forest Boys. A sharp win last out at Laurel Park. That was a maiden 10. 1 wire to wire that day going short. The place horse in that race would come right back to win. So that was a strong effort by G-Man to break the maiden. It's going to be forwardly placed today, stretching out to 2 turns. This horse trains here at Pimlico. A recent 3-furlong workout here at Pimlico for G-Man. So I go with the 5 on top. You like G-Man as well.
Yeah, clearly much improved buyer figure last time out at the 6 furlongs on a main track. Now we're going to go back to an off track this afternoon, but it looks like it's going to be his race to lose on the front end. Forest Boy's just going to try to nurse things up front with G-Man. I'll try to beat him, maybe a little bit better price. Here's the 1 runner Indy. Don't know what happened at Delaware last time. Maybe something on the van ride. You never know, Stan. Sometimes horses don't like Delaware. And his other 2 races at Delaware weren't anything special. I liked how he sustained a run from a wide trip on August the 21st at Laurel, going a mile. The time before that, it's the key race, Air Token, Palace Kid. Those horses have come back to run well, I should say. Runner Indy. I'm eliminating. I'm not even looking at that race at Delaware. I think this horse has a sustainable run, particularly against this group.
Okay, all right, yeah. Threw a clunker up there at Delaware. You hope it was just a racetrack and doesn't have to ship as far today. Now running back in 7 days, I'm not a big fan of that off a bad race. Now that said, Jerry Robb's been doing pretty well with that angle. He's 3 for 4 recently, running back in 7 days with a positive ROI. So he's won a lot more races than I have.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, that's why I'm willing to just give a pass to the most recent effort.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there in the open. Let's turn the page. Big maiden special weight in race 2. We're off the turf, sloppy track, maiden special weight. 2-year-old fillies here in race 2. We are going to, let's show the video because none of these fillies have run that much. It'll show their recent form. This video is on the turf from late August at Laurel Park. It was a maiden special weight going a mile on the turf. My Girl Blue was in the race, finished third. Lady Blakeney finished fourth, and also super helpful. What was in the race was the beaten favored in the race. So here's this effort from late August.
Yeah, we're watching the 9 early. That's super helpful. Was caught 4 wide as the favorite. You said kind of made that early rush up move, leaving the far turn. Super helpful off of a good effort at Keeneland on the turf. Just wasn't able to sustain My Girl Blue in here. Lady Blakeney. My Girl Blue, another one, 3 wide every step of the way. Continue Willing. Lady Blakeney, another horse. Handled the distance okay with a little bit of a bladed run, closed about 3 lengths through the final 1/8 of a mile. So given that experience, that build-up, that stamina build-up should help their chances today, even on the main track stand. So, yeah, I've got an early pick 4 ticket I'm going to take a shot at this afternoon.
Yep.
I'm going to spread a little bit in here, Stan, with a $24 ticket, 3, 6, 10, 11 to get you started. Race 3 with the 1-4-7. 4 deep in race number 4 with a 1-3-6-9. I think that's a really tough race. Race 4, multiple scratches, still a tough field to decipher. Singling, Shaka Boom. We've got a stat and a video for that one coming up for race 5. So a $24 early pick 4 ticket.
Okay, all right, starts race 2, a nice maiden special weight. Even though it comes off the main track, it adds another compelling angle. We also kick off the rolling super high 5 with that low 15% takeout here in race 2. All right, so let's figure this out. Mile and 16th on a sloppy track, maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies. Michael Matz has some nice 2-year-olds in his barn this summer. He's done well here in Maryland. This is a well-bred daughter of Flatter, bred by Claiborne Farm out of a Warfront mare. They paid $100,000 for last year as a yearling at Keeneland. And this is some strong connections here. Del Dilschneider and Dale Hancock, they breed some nice horses. So Matt's with some nice 2-year-olds in his barn this year. Pimentel rides this filly. That was a useful debut on a sloppy track mid-August at Delaware against maiden special weight 6 furlongs. Rallied from off the pace that day to get up for second. The show horse in that race would come back to win. So the filly showed she likes an off track. She gets an off track today, and she gets more real estate. And you get Pimentel aboard for a top 2-year-old barn this year. So I go with the 3, Cajoli. She was entered main track only for this race.
Yeah, I tell you, Matt's been okay, too, with the 2-year-old second career start. He's about almost 30% when you break it down the last couple of years. 7 for 11 in the money. Juror number 4, a horse that she outfinished there at Delaware, did come back to win. One clear with a 61 buyer at Laurel. So you've got to respect that. Talking about the breeding should stretch out just fine here, Stan.
All right, your top pick. I like your top pick here. Betcha by Golly has 2 races underneath her belt. Now looks like she's by Tapazar, so she should appreciate more ground. You get Toledo aboard for Grand Motion and Skedaddle.
Yeah, looking at the bottom side of the mare, Lone Sib is next stop, Poughkeepsie, kind of a 1-run sprinter we've seen on the turf. Second dam, Safe Journey, some horses out of there. Safe Journey was the dam of Joy O'Dionysus, horses that could go long. I mean, really seasoned right now after chasing pretty quick fractions. This horse, I think, is going to be able to stretch his legs and not have to be used so much early, just relax and bring a finish. I like the 2 sprints to the route here.
All right, a filly I didn't get to, the 10, Golden Glow. She's a first-time starter by Bernardini. Bernardini's like an off-track. She's a homebred for Audley Farm in Delacour. You get Centeno. Centeno had another big day. Centeno, I believe, won 2 again yesterday, or at least won 1 yesterday on Beacon. And he had a 2-win day on the opening day. So strong connections here with this Bernardini filly.
Yeah, it's got Centeno, right?
Yep.
Delacour with 2 in here. Centeno is on this one. It's been his main guy for quite a few years now. And the last 3 years, Delacour, 2 for 7 and 3 for 7 in the money. 2-year-old dirt routers, first time out. That works for me. Lone Sibling, 1 for 9. I think broke its maiden in its 9th start on synthetic. But the Bernardinis, looking at the works and everything. I've seen this movie before with Delacour getting some of these horses to win first out in Maryland.
Yep, all right,
Yeah,
so real nice
long.
maiden special weight here in the second to kick off the early pick 4 and the super high 5. Race 3, maiden 25, 3 and up, going 6 furlongs on the main track. I go with the 8-5 favorite here. Second off the claim here for Claudio. Victor Carrasco will ride a decent effort first off the claim early September at Laurel Park, showed early speed and got a little tired to finish third. But this will be the first start on an off track for I'd Like to Know. I'm hoping this Street Magician 4-year-old can get right to the front and skip on home over the slop.
He might run the other speeds into the ground, stand open up, and be able to hold on. I thought the 7 ran pretty good in debut. You see the short comment to the right of the running line, weighted inside, angled, empty. Had to get position from an inside post as well. So a couple moves there. Just fizzled through the final 3/16. That experience and be able to stalk the speed from the outside might help the chances of the 7 Malibu having give you a little bit better price here in race 3. But certainly Claudio, second time Claudio, going to be the one to beat.
All right, so we like the same 4 there in a little different order. Race 3, we got to speed along here a little bit. Race 4 kicks off the middle pick 4 off the turf, going a mile and a 16th here on a sloppy track, claiming 16,000, 3-lifer straight 3-year-olds. I go with the 1 back-to-back Centeno Delacour. This Medaglia d'Oro 4-year-old colt broke his maiden on the main fast track at Tampa, maiden special weight early last year, going 2 turns. This will be his first go in the off going, but he likes the main track, and Centeno, if the horse doesn't be part of the early pace, he'll get a ground-saving trip sitting about mid-pack.
Yeah, attack move here, right, for 16. Maybe just not fitting the profile right now, Stan. You know, Delacour with a lot of well-bred horses. This one as well, right? But still, I'm a little suspect of this guy. And this is a race, though. You've got some speed, but nobody wants to bring a big finish, it looks like, in any of their races. How about Gins and Tins? You've got Trevor, right, for Mary Epler here. I like that angle. Those two in the past, I know recently, just so ROI. But I tell you, Gins and Tins, I know it was a short field 2 race back. Made a move into a pretty quick pace. It held okay. I'm just hoping this horse can kind of rate somewhere within range, leaving the 3/8, make a move and out finish the speeds. This is going to be an interesting stretch run. These horses are going to be really crying out for the wire. On the tap it now, might take the incentive, though. He's pretty quick. He couldn't quite keep up with those early fractions in those sprints. I think he's on the edge and going to try to secure the inside.
All right, so we both like the 1 and the 9 there in race 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. Pick 6 today starts in race 5. I have a ticket for the late pick 5. That starts in race 6. We'll check it all out right after this.
Top by 3, by 4, and moving away.
All right, the former Preakness runner, Macho Man, doing well as a stallion down there in Kentucky. Here we go, race 5 to kick off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Nice little carryover, a little over 2,000 for that Pick 6 carryover today. I have a ticket for the late pick 5 starting race 6. But here we go, race 5, 6 furlongs on a sloppy going maiden, 25,000, 2-year-old fillies. It's not the toughest group. Now let's start with the 2. Shaka Boom's they're going to be the popular favorite in here for trainer Hugh McMahon. We have a video of Shackle Boom, a 2-year-old filly by Shackleford, the Preakness winner Shackleford. Here's the start for Shaka Boom last out.
Yeah, just had a little brushing at the break, the number 7 horse in this video, and then kind of recovers and goes up, showing pretty good speed up in between horses. But Kenny Davis kind of, gets in a tough little spot into the turn. His horse going to drop in and try to move up. And you see the rating hole. Didn't really want to go with the leaders that afternoon, but unfortunately gets caught inside and has to steady just about leaving the half-mile pole. We're going to see this little tight situation right about there. And just, drops back, ends up about 11 or 12 out of it by the time they hit upper stretch. But I tell you, this horse was still giving some effort, believe it or not, through the stretch. And I think Shaka Boom today with a clean break, I think you're going to see an aggressive ride, maybe like she did with the Cairo kid yesterday, right to the front. Shaka Boom, here's the stat for Hugh McMahon. Last 3 years on the dirt, he's 5 for 16, Stan, 31% with 2-year-olds making their second career start. Look at that ROI of 343. Just need a good break. Let's get on the engine with the 2, Shaka Boom.
All right, well, real nice stat there. Katie Davis, big 2-win day yesterday, so Shaka Boom's going to be the filly to beat here. I use her in my exact. Do you like the 7 as well here? First-time starter for Ferris Allen, sliding with some okay works at Laurel Park. Decent work from the gate September 5th and a couple nice work since then. They paid $35,000 for this filly as a yearling at Timonium last last year. She's by Speitzer. You had some good things to say yesterday about the young Speightstown stallion, Speitzer. You get Angel Cruz. I like the outside draw, so I'll put the first-time starter Slip Sliding on top here.
Absolutely. That was Robbie Bales' runner, off at a decent price. Showed speed inside, had a little trouble in the turn. That one by Speitzer. Speitzer about 20% with the first-time starter stand out of a decent sample. Yeah, you got to respect this horse. All 4 sibs are winners. Has had a debut winner, the mare, White Slipper. So, yeah, a lot to like about the 7 first time out.
All right, so we got a 7-2, 2-7 on top here. The 5-star of Shanghai I didn't get to. Victor Carrasco rides this filly for Mike Trombetta. She's taking a drop today. That could wake her up in her 3rd start.
Certainly. Toss the last. Stumbled badly at the break. Look at that horse in debut. July 13th at Delaware. Unrequited Love. Nearly pulled a real big shocker yesterday, right, at Pimlico, right here. Shook clear and just got run down late, I think. So, you gotta just toss the last. That bad stumble. So that 28 buyer, a little improvement, right in the mix here. You're not going to need a lot to win the 5th race.
Sure, absolutely. Yep. All right, good point. All right, so let's turn the page. Race 6 to kick off the late pick 5. No carryover. They hit it yesterday, as always, at low 12% takeout. I have a very affordable. There's the late pick 5.
Okay.
Very affordable, $24 play. I'm 2 deep here in races 6, 7, and 8. I go 1-3 in race 6, 4-6 in race 7, 1-4 in race 8. My single is going to come race 9. I single on the 4 there in race 9. That's a nice 7-2 single. Walkaway Joe's won 2 in a row. He's won 3 of his last 4. Hammy Smith had a nice win opening day. The X-Man rides the 4 Walkaway Joe, so I single on that runner in race 9. Then race 10's a nice allowance race off the turf, 2 turns on the slop. I go 6 deep in there, 1, 2, 6, 8, 9, 10. Maybe I get a little price home in race 10. So there's my late pick 5, starts in race 6. Race 6 is off the turf, 5 furlongs on a sloppy track. Could be a speed battle here. First level allowance for filly and mares 3 and up. The 3 Magical Anna. Okay, we both go 3, 1, 9, 8. We see it the same race, the same way. Magical Anna, My Side Princess is in good form for Damon and Weston Hamilton with a couple nice wins already this meet. But Magical Anna looks like it's going right to the front with Laura Lee Glazier aboard for Cal Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, really, really quick. And a couple of horses with some speed. So, you got to make sure she makes the break, comes away cleanly. I think she runs them off their feet early at the 5/8 distance stand. 5/8, that's the key here. My Side Princess, I think she's going to make a run into it. Will be just a little too short, maybe a little too late for the 1 My Side Princess. But she ran well last time. Last 2 races are really good for her. But I think the 3 is just too quick. Can the Queen's a different type of filly on the turf.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so Glazier and Cal Lynch, 35% together. The Cal Lynch barn with a nice win yesterday with San Antonio. So we both like the 3 Magical Anna. We both go 3, 1, 9, 8 here in race 6 to kick off this late pick 5. Let's take a look here. Race 7. Race 7, man, I only go 2 deep in this race. Oh, boy. This is normally a spread condition. You see the maiden 10s. You want to get creative and look for a price. So I go with the 2 favorites on top. It's a maiden 10, Filly and Mares, a mile and a 16th. The 6 is going to be one of the favorites here. Toledo aboard Why Not You for trainer Charlie DeMario. This filly's been knocking on the door. Her last 3 races at this level going long. She's been running well. Big second last out. Now you get Jevion Toledo. She showed she liked the off going with that 3rd on a muddy track late July at Laurel Park. So let's see if Toledo can get this shaking it up filly home for Charlie DeMario.
Yeah, none of these horses in here really showing a lot of speed, but shaking it up is bringing a little bit of a finish, and she's improving and should be a major player on her home track here. I like that horse. I'm going to use in the exactas. I go with the 5 stand. Jerry Robb, I think he's going to steal this race on the front end. We saw a firster the other day I liked right off to the front. Right, that was Thursday, opening day. Nearly got the job done for Amanda Rawlings. Look at that. Look at the workout pattern. 7/8 and 32 breezing at Laurel. Then we're going to go a mile in 48. This horse is a half, I believe, the Seattle Rick. It's the only other folder race out of this mare. Seattle Rick won on this racetrack on an off track last May, going long with a 64. So yeah, I think Chambered Bullet. Let's go right to the front, see if we can dictate.
Yeah, they're not going to run this race much faster than 148, right?
Well, if that was the mile work in 48, but still, yeah.
Okay, the mile work in 48. All right, well, still decent work.
Yeah.
All right, so it's Chambered Bullet. Looks well prepared for the debut at this level. I overlooked it a little bit here. The 4, Not My Money, is an 0 for 19 maiden for Ferris Allen, but she finds a nice spot today to wake up and get a piece of it.
Yeah, I mean, hitting bottom now on the dirt. It's a couple races back on the dirt that would work. Certainly is going to be a shorter price in here. I got to go with the new shooter. That's it, 5.6 or 6.5 for me, but I'm keen on the 5.
All right, I don't blame you. All right, here we go. Race 8. Race 8, the feature of the day. It's a second-level allowance condition for 3 and up. Optional claiming $35,000, 5/8 on the sloppy track. The 1, Bull Shark. We both used Bull Shark on top. He was very good as a 3-year-old. He ran an 87 buyer in his second career start. Needed a long year break. Came back with a big win first off the bench, off that long year layoff, and had a little trouble trip in that race, but that was a first-level allowance. And then went to the front. He went to the front last out and faded to third. Maybe going 5/8, and from the 1 hole, he might be able to go right to the front on a sloppy track. But it looks like maybe they change up the strategy today, try to get him to sit second or third early on here. But he might just inherit the lead from the rail.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Oldies but goodies is pretty quick. We know that, and the horse on the outside, Zero Mid, has got some speed. I don't know if they've quite got the speed of Bull Shark. I don't think Trevor wants to get cute. He wants to hold position stand with this run, shorter run into the turn going 5/8. So Bull Shark Lynch again, he gets gets what he wants, I guess, with a couple of these races, right off the turf. Yep. Got some speed balls at 5/8. Just want to whistle right to the front. The 3. I think Blessed Arian's okay. Off time. Look at the recent work out of the gate over this racetrack.
Sure.
Look at the trial and off track. Gets up each run for the Munnings. I believe it was an Englehart runner. This is one I think will just sit inside and make a move right into the speed.
All right, yeah, the man of Rawlings Barn had a nice win towards the end of the Laurel meet, and they've had a good second already here at Pimlico. She trains here at Pimlico, so this horse could be interesting coming off the layoff with Angel Cruz aboard. All right, we like the same 4 runners on top there, oldies but goodies. The 3, Lost in Limbo for Tom Proctor, gets Victor Carrasco. But all right, it's all about the break here for the 1, Bull Shark with Trevor McCarthy. Could be a big day for both McCarthy and the Cal Lynch Barn. All right, here we go. Race 9 to kick off the late daily double. Main track going a mile and a 16th, 16,000 starter allowance. Let's start with the 2, your top pick, Colonel Juan for Cal Lynch. Here's the race last out late August at Laurel Park when it came off the turf at this level.
It's been a long time for a win, right, for Colonel Juan. Maybe today is the day this track stays wet. He does like the wet track. He might be even a little bit better on an off track, but he loses a lot of ground here. He's 4 and 3 wide. You see the short comment. Makes a move right up to contention to vie, but just going to get out finished from the top of the stretch home. Just can't really quick on with these other runners. But Colonel Juan, I think outside to inside, shorter field, I think should be able to get into position by the 3/8 pole. He hasn't, he doesn't have a ton of speed, Stan, so he's going to maybe have to be used a little bit earlier. But I think he can kind of reel in the speed, which I think is going to be provided by the 1, Late Breaking News, and the 3-horse Running for Home.
All right, you make me a little nervous about my single. I single on Walkaway Joe for Hammy Smith. Big win by 7 lengths on a sloppy track late July at Laurel Park. This 3-year-old by Dunn Talkins one is a South Carolina bred. It's a homebred for the Smith brothers,
that's
right?
That's right. Oh, I'm pulling for him. You know that. My hearts, I'm pulling for my man Gory. I missed a horse the other day. I'm sick about it. A horse I bet first time out. Oil on Canvas got up to Delaware on the turf and won without me at $16. So I needed a wake-up call on that one. That's why they have stable mail, right? But
right.
Good for my man down there, Gory, and everybody that works so hard down at the Ellery Training Center.
Well, Walkaway Joe's won 2 in a row. 3 of his last 4 hasn't been off the boards since early January. So Hammy Smith has this 3-year-old in good form. He catches a salty group of starter allowance runners, though, today.
Yeah. I mean, but he's got them kind of at the right time. That's the key. None of these horses are really in tremendous form. Looks like he's on the rise. Running for Home, you look at his last race. Yeah, the Bayard, really a nice jump. That was an off-the-turf race. The little hiccup there, Bellarmine Hall came back to win on the turf. And none of those other horses really kind of had spectacular dirt form. But he is improving. So I guess the horses that are on the right kind of form pattern right now are the 3 and the 4 when you really look at it.
All right, and you got late breaking news on the inside for Jamie Ness in Toledo. This horse ran a big race at Parks last February. Galloped that day by 4.5 with a big 85 buyer, but hasn't come back since the break in his sharp form, has he?
No, but it's interesting that they keep protecting this horse. That's the key. I mean, he could just pop up at any time and run a 90, right? So
Sure.
that's the scary thing about late breaking news, and especially in a field that's really devoid of any quality speed.
All right, so nice 16,000 starter allowance here. Race 9 to kick off the late daily double. Here we go, race 10. Race 10's a nice allowance race. First level allowance, filly mares 3 and up. Off the turf here, a mile and an eighth on the main track. The 2, we both go with Mona Luna on top for Mike Trombetta. So homebred for Dorsey Brown and Richard Palmer. She's well-bred. She's by Uncle Mo out of a Malibu Moon mare. She put it all together last out. It was a small 6-horse field that came off the turf at Laurel Park late August, but it was a nice maiden special weight, and she won by 3.5, going away with a 58 by her speed figure. So she's in good form right now, and she gets lucky today. She catches this race coming off the turf. So Toledo's going to be forwardly placed on the inside on our top pick, Mona Luna.
Absolutely, and she might. I think she's a little bit better too. She's a filly they liked early on. Stan got bet down in debut. Things really weren't panning out. Stretched out, got to the main track last time, albeit an off the turf event, but looked much better in that race. So I think the tactical position, the stamina, the win at the distance is certainly going to help her this afternoon.
All right, so we both go 2-9 on top here. The 9, Curly Ruth, had a nice win on a muddy track at Monmouth to break her maiden with a 71 buyers. A nice filly by Curlin. Trevor McCarthy rides for Delacour, so she's going to be one of the favorites in this race, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and you really thought the future was going to be turf for her when you look at that mare, right? Ruthie Rien, how good was she? And just okay tries on the turf. It was an encouraging debut. Yeah, caught the muddy surface up at Monmouth and whistled. It's a little tougher group, I think, but going to be a short price. Got to use her. I mean, she's going to be forward here with McCarthy, so I think that horse will carry the speed a long way. But what about the 6 a little bit too? You don't have the 6 in there. This is the McGay horse. The horse kind of stays in, right? Never tried the dirt. So this is an interesting little move. I thought this horse might come out. So maybe they think, hey, she's got a chance. The blinkers come back off for this dirt route this afternoon. And I think Saved by the Bell, a little similar. Kind of, not quite the running style of Mona Luna, similar figures, but she looks like she's on the improve for Trombetta.
I don't have the 6 or the 8 in my picks, but I use them on my late pick 5. I go 6 deep in this race, so I spread out pretty good in this race. Yeah, the 6 on the town. Might love the slop today, more than ready, Philly, and the 8 Saved by the Bell for Country Lake Farm and Trombetta. I use them both on my late pick 5. All right, that's it. We're out of time. Big 10 race card. We're off the turf today. Sloppy main track. Hopefully we have some nice weather for you next Friday and Saturday when things really get serious around here. Pimlico Special and Preakness 145 a week away. All right, good luck on your early pick 4 today, Keith.
I'll need it. Thank you, Stan.
All right, Dave Robbins coming up next with Scratches and Changes. Good luck.
Good luck.